This is a podcast from Torvine Voluntary Alliance. Hello, I'm Patrick Downs. Welcome to Word from the Third, where we'll be taking a look at all the big stories and news from the third sector here in Torvine. Today then, joined by Janet and Julie from Age Cymru. Now, first, Janet, tell me more about the Hope Project.
Yes, the Hope Project only started last year. It's part of Age Cymru. It offers independent volunteer advocacy to older people, and that's people age 50 plus, but also to anyone who cares for an older person. And the idea is that it should help people who are perhaps have been trying to struggle on with the situation themselves for a while and feel they haven't really got anywhere, and they'd like a little bit of support with that. And an advocate is someone who will listen to you and find out what your wishes are and basically help you make progress, help you move forwards with the situation. Someone who will really listen to you and find out what your wishes are. They won't give you advice. They won't impose on you what they think is best. They'll really listen to you and just try and help you achieve your goals, and also just find out information to help you make informed decisions.
Do you cover the whole of Wales, or is it just Torvine?
The Hope Project covers the whole of Wales, but there are just two members of staff that cover the Gwent region. That's me and a volunteer coordinator called Carl. We work in 5 counties, including Torvine, and we actually have a partner in Torvine, Age Connect Torvine, that some of your listeners will probably already be aware of.
Now, you mentioned a little bit about advocacy, but can you explain a bit more about what that means?
Yes, it's funny, when you hear the word advocacy, some people start to think of lawyers, but this is nothing to do with lawyers, because our advocates are all volunteers like Julie. An advocate is somebody who's there for you and only you, and someone to help you access information, understand information, and make informed choices, and someone who will represent you. You know, if you feel a bit hesitant, or if you haven't been well, or you don't hear as well as you used to, perhaps, it might help to have someone to make phone calls on your behalf, for example. And that's something else that our advocates can do.
What difference do you think that you make in the community?
Well, I think for the people who've worked with one of our volunteer advocates, it's sometimes made a tremendous difference. I was chatting to a lady on the phone today, and at the end she said, "Thank you for listening to me." Because sometimes people have really been struggling, trying to make their voices heard, perhaps having their wishes overridden by some of the people who work with them, who think they know best. Sometimes it can even be family members sort of think they know what's best for you. But, you know, older people have been around for a while. They've lived a life. They want to still be independent and make their own decisions. And this is what an advocate helps them to do. The advocate doesn't make the decisions for them. They just help them find out more information, perhaps think about what they really want, and take a step towards getting what they want and what they need.
Now, I'm also joined today by Julie, who volunteers for the Hope Project in Torvine. Julie, why did you want to volunteer with Age Cymru?
I already volunteered as a Torvine with Torvine Connect in Griffithstown at a luncheon club. So the opportunity came for me to be a volunteer, and I felt that I had those skills that I could pass on from the job that I do part-time and my volunteering post.
What kind of issues have you helped people with?
All different. You never know what's going to come through. I've helped somebody relocate. She was a carer for somebody and she wanted to be closer. Also about applying for carers allowance. Another lady I helped with trying to get access to her grandson who was in foster care.
What difference to your life has volunteering made for you?
It's given me an insight into getting older, and it's also kept me busy thinking about what I need to do next, you know?
What do you enjoy most then about when you volunteer?
I think with the current pandemic, I think everybody's been so isolated, and it's been lovely to meet different people, and they've always been so grateful, you know, when you support them to do whatever comes through. You know, they're so grateful that they're speaking to somebody and somebody's listening to them.
If you could give advice to somebody who's thinking about becoming involved with volunteering, what would you tell them?
Well, I think if you've got time on your hands and you feel that you can pass on skills that you've got, or you'd like to get involved in learning new skills, I think go for it. You know, it's been interesting. It's just a shame that we haven't been able to meet face to face with some of our clients, but hopefully in the next couple of months that may change.
Julie, thank you very much for that. So Janet, how does Age Cymru support a volunteer like Julie? Now, it sounds like being a volunteer advocate isn't always easy.
Well, the first way we help them is by preparing them thoroughly for the role. I expect Julie would agree with me that the training from Age Cymru is really thorough.
Yeah.
And we hopefully leave people well prepared to actually start working with older people and carers. But also we work with them, are in touch with them frequently while they're working on a case. As I've said, in the Gwent region, there's me, but there's also the volunteer coordinator. And our volunteers can email us, ring us, whenever they need some help or advice. It's a team effort. We work together to do the best we can for older people in the area.
Now, how can people get involved?
Well, obviously, carrying out the same role as Julie is something that people can do. So becoming an independent volunteer advocate with the Hope Project. Also, there's another role of advocacy ambassador, which means if you're keen on the idea of advocacy and think it's really good, something really positive for older people, you can become an ambassador for us. And that means in the area where you live, talking to people about advocacy, and perhaps in groups that you already attend, talking to them about the Hope Project so that more people are aware of us.
And finally, what do people need to do to get in touch?
People can get in touch with us by email or on the phone, and they can go to the Age Cymru website if they want to and put in Hope Project and they'll find more information there. But if they email, they can email the main address, which is advocacy@agecymru.org.uk, or they can ring me on 07943 186 766.
Janet and Julie from the Hope Project with Age Cymru, thank you very much for joining me today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And don't forget, if you want to contact TVA, Torfaen Voluntary Alliance, for anything regarding the third sector here in Torfaen, get in touch regarding funding, volunteering, any kind of support or governance. info@tvawales.org.uk. You can also find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter @TVA Wales, or of course on the website. It's all there at tvawales.org.uk. This podcast is produced by TVA, Torfaen Voluntary Alliance.